This episode of Co-op is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, Gamefly, and Squarespace.
What time is it?
It's 8:26.
What time are we supposed to be there?
8:30?
Shit.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna make it. Where the hell's the bus?
Where are the guys? The guys should have been here by now, you know?
I totally forgot they were coming. Shit.
You know I'm fluent in Star Fox?
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely. You go. Oh, yeah, I know everything they're saying. I could, if they let you turn subtitles off, I could do it. you could decipher. Oh, I'm gonna sneak. Oh no! This game is so good.
It is, dude.
You know what though? We yeah, we really gotta get going. We're supposed to meet the guys like 20 minutes ago. I'm in the middle of this stage, man. I gotta at least beat it before we go. You're preaching to the choir here, dude. We gotta at least finish this. Alright, I'll tell you what. How about we play one match of Street Fighter, and then we meet the guys.
I thought we had to go.
You know, Ryu and, Ken, we can do a classic match. Alright, fine. Deal. Alright, got my controller and everything. How about Ryu and Ryu? Oh, even better. Let's do that one. I'm good at that match. I'm gonna beat you. And your stupid controller. Your stupid controller.
The thing I like about you most is you've run away with me. So pack your bags and your shotgun too. We might run into zombies. We're always down for that co-op multiplayer action. We're always down. We're so down. We're so down. We're so down for co-op. We're so down for that co-op action.
Batman, you okay?
I'm fine, Jim. Where's Quinn?
Gone. Must have gotten loose while Bane was throwing you around.
We need to get you off the island.
I'm not a rookie. I can handle
If you had asked me for the last like 5 years, name your top 3 video games that have not been made that you want to be made, make me an awesome Batman game. He's a great character to be put into a video game. He's just a character that I really like.
Lots of fun gadgets.
Yeah. He's good at martial arts. He uses stealth. It's like, yes, he should be in a video game.
Everyone was looking forward to Batman Arkham Asylum, but I mean, who's Rocksteady? And what was the last thing that Eidos published that like we got excited over?
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't see enough of the game as it was coming out. Like I didn't watch a lot of the coverage or anything like that, but this game surprised me even more than Dead Space did last year.
Someone get over there!
Man down! Man down!
I was afraid of oversimplification after playing the demo. I really thought, okay, every room's just gonna have gargoyles in it. That's the only place I'm gonna be able to grapple to. The combat seems like it's pretty easy. It holds your hand a little bit, that sort of thing. But
it turns out that that's just
totally
a really
not true.
tiny portion of the game.
Yeah.
And all the other portions of the game, whether you're talking about being a detective and putting like the little Riddler clues together, or whether you're talking about the combat or just simple exploration, every part of that game is designed to the T to not only fit good gameplay, but to fit Batman.
Got a lot of catching up to do.
Hello, new patient. This is Quincy Sharp, Warden of Arkham Asylum.
Ooh, it's my favorite show. I'm Warden Idiot. You'll never escape.
when you first start the game and you've captured Joker and you're bringing him into Arkham Asylum, just the beginning I liked right away, where you're walking next to him and there's just tons of dialogue going on. The score is starting to settle in and everything, and you're really getting the sense that there's going to be a very sort of like involved narrative that's going to be in the game, and it's something that stays very consistent throughout.
The thing that seemed to that the game implies right away is that they're going to give a detailed look at what the Arkham Asylum is like.
Yes.
Now it turns out that as you play more of the game, it's not just the Arkham Asylum, it's the Arkham Island, which has many different buildings on it, tons of external areas, you know, there's even a bat cave there, and it's really fun to explore all these spaces. It just never occurred to me that I would really like the story in the game. I just thought I would like the combat, you know, and that it would be kind of like Splinter Cell, but it goes way beyond that.
Let's talk about the mind. How can such a complex entity be understood and eventually treated when it breaks? How?
Every place feels like a place. You know, I don't feel like anything is there extraneously or just to get me from one place to another. It feels like, oh, this is where this happens, this is where that happens. It all makes sense, it all comes together, and it's just, and you have that same feeling that you do when you go through Eco and you realize that like this isn't just a series of rooms and puzzles, this is an entire castle that all has a personality to it, and Arkham Island is exactly that.
Oh, I agree. The art changes the entire time you go through this game. Poison Ivy takes over the entire island, and at some point there's vines going through it all. You will go through an environment maybe 3 or 4 times, but every time you go through, it's different. It looks different, and so it's like visually pleasing. I never was mad about having to go back through an area.
Don't you forget, search every nook and cranny. I want everyone found. Hey, I don't want anyone missing the party.
This game, I think, wears its influences on its sleeve. Yes. But in terms of the level design, I couldn't help but think of, again, Metroid. I know we just talked about it last week, but I still...
fits. No,
yeah,
I totally
it really
agree.
reminded me of playing through a Metroid game. You know, you go to find a new location, you know, maybe there's some locked door or something that you can't get past.
You can't reach or something,
And eventually you get the tool that you need to come back there and go forward.
The feeling that I got getting one of the new tools was the same feeling I would get when I got the grapple beam or when I got like the bombs in Metroid. You know, immediately the first thing you think of is like, oh, I can go back here now. You get that encouragement to kind of backtrack and explore and
go on.
He says, I'm coming for you. I want what I paid for. And then another joke about wheelchairs. Lovely. And a drawing of some kind of dog.
I think they made a very good choice is using the animated series as the basis for this game.
Even the writer, Paul Dini, wrote the game.
Yep, exactly. And it carries through. Batman has all the same lines. He always does the same thing.
He surrendered almost without a fight. I don't like it.
At least he's
all the villains are the same. They're all written the same, voice acted the same, and I couldn't believe how cohesive it was.
I love Joker on the PA all the time. Not only does he say a ton of different things, the amount of VO is really impressive, but it reminded me sort of GLaDOS from Portal, sort of like doing the same thing where they're like, whether he's taunting you.
Remember the hostages? They're entering their final 60 seconds of remembering to breathe. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Batman's fighting style, he's not jump off walls, like move all around, like super high agile. He's agile, yes, but he's very grounded, very rooted, very direct in his attacks. And he's just as much offensive as he is defensive.
During the combat sequences, you really do feel like a badass. Yeah. And I love the dynamic free flow combat. One button is attack, one button is like using a tool, one button is stun move, one button is counter. I mean, it's not that complex in terms of the number of motions. It's not like it's Street Fighter or anything like that. But God, you have so many options, and it's been a long time since I've really cared about getting like a large combo string, you know what I mean?
Right, no.
Like I really like getting 30 hits in a row. I feel like, damn, I'm accomplished in doing this. It was really hard and it looked amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the things that really sold it for me as far as looking and feeling like Batman was the counters and how well countering was executed into the game. I mean, it's one button press, but his reactions are different depending on the type of attack an enemy is doing or the direction that he's coming from. The way he animates, the way like he drops the guys, like it feels just like Batman.
This game is really segmented into like different types of gameplay. I mean, there's the predator areas where you have a bunch of armed combatants and your job is to take them all out, where it really sort of feels like Splinter Cell. You have one confined space, but tons of different ways to approach it. I know that at least in 2 instances, you know, you and I were sitting in a room together, and I would do the room one way, and you'd be like, man, I did that room totally differently.
My first thing I think is, what would Batman do in this situation? That was like how I thought about it. And I really enjoyed sort of how the levels allowed you to take your time to be creative. And I want to find out where all the weak doors are, all the vents are. And then after that, when the guards start reacting, I really enjoy sort of like changing your plan on the fly.
That's really fulfilling to know that there's so much replay value in every little section of the game.
Huh? Spread out! Find him! Come on, where are you? Ah, the hell with that!
I was probably a third of the way into the game when I think you walked in the room and you're like, oh, I love the Riddler challenges in the game. And I was like, Riddler challenges? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, that's what that green text coming up on the screen every time. I thought that was just like random shit. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
That was one of my favorite things, is how they give you an actual riddle in the room and you need to find the object or you know, set piece.
There's the question marks to find, which are just little collectibles, little trophies. And then there's the really clever puzzles where it's, you know, there'll be a piece of geometry way in the distance that has a little piece of a question mark on it, and you'll have the dot on something close to you. You have to line them up on the camera as though they were on a 2D plane and take a picture of it.
I like that at the very end of the game, there's one final riddle to solve, and they really like don't tell you how to solve it. You've got to kind of figure it out, and so that one last one really does pay off really big.
This'll hurt.
Final thing we do have to bring up are the challenges, the challenge mode stuff.
Yeah,
whether
my biggest surprise of the game for me.
Yeah, it's great because like the combat is so good that there are times where I was just like, man, I wish I could just fight a whole bunch of guys over and over and over again. Well, there you go. But there's also the stealth challenges, and if you're playing the PS3 version, you get to download the extra challenges where you get to play as the Joker.
I know, and he has custom tools to use. Yep. Like he has no grapple. You have to play them totally different when you're playing as the Joker.
Very true.
They put so much time and effort into these Joker challenges. I mean, it's clear when you play them that everyone should be experiencing them. It's just like a really great part of the game.
Especially enjoying. And another thing I really liked about the challenge rooms is, one, it makes you better at the game.
100%.
Doing the combat, and I love that the combat has leaderboards and it has your friends' leaderboards. I mean, that's like a decision maker for me when I'm going in there, just being like, what room am I going to do? And I'm like, oh, my brother's got a higher score than me on this? I don't think so. And that will be the room that I go do. And what I like about the Predator rooms is that they give you objectives. They give you 3 things to try. Right. Whether it's, you know, doing an inverted takedown or pulling a guy off a grappling hook. When I play some of them, I'd be like, oh, I never thought of trying that.
I couldn't have been more surprised by this game. I was just blown away. I mean, I knew I was going to somewhat enjoy it. I thought, oh, at least the stealth will be semi-fun, but it was like Dead Space. When I was playing Dead Space, I was like, this game's gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy it. And then I was playing. I was like, man, this game is really good. I didn't know they were this serious.
Yeah, they brought it this time.
So I just want to welcome Rocksteady to the world of AAA video games.
Hey, get off me!
If you want to make an impact online, GoDaddy.com has what you need. .com names as low as $1.99, plus world-class hosting, fast and easy website builders, and much more. Plus, enter code CO6 when you check out and save an additional 20% off of a 1, 2, or 3-year hosting plan. Some restrictions apply. See site for details and get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com.
I got something
Yes.
for you.
Hey, Matt, what's up?
Hey, no, we got some code in.
Oh, cool. You know
Yeah,
what? Shh. Let me finish this. Really
Dude,
fast.
no, look, you've been doing this for like 6 days.
Man, what? Lives are at stake.
Yeah, our show is at stake, dude. Okay, we got the Borderlands preview code in. I need you to play this.
I have a lot to do here. I'm really busy.
Really?
I'm
this is a lot
super
to do.
busy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is busy. No, like here. I'm taking
Don't
this.
take that away. That's old.
You're taking this,
But-
and you're gonna play that.
I don't.
Don't make me take this away from you.
Don't.
All right, get to it.
Lost me. Where were we?
I don't know about you, but I've always wanted a GTA game for my iPhone.
It's a pretty awesome concept, and something that these guys totally ripped off really well.
Everyone on the ground!
I didn't think it was possible to do an open world like GTA game on iPhone, but these guys have pulled it off. And they've stuck to like the San Andreas ridiculous gangster, everything from the driving, the shooting, the missions, the NPC interactions. Like you can still walk up to some random lady on the street, punch her, take her money, jump in a car, drive off, run over a bunch of people, get chased by cops. It's all there. The story and the setting is so ridiculous. It's all super amplified gangster story, so it's like, the guy comes up to you and he's like, hey, papi chulo, what's up, where's my mamacita at? There's all these lines that are ridiculous.
Hola, mano, ¿cómo estás?
They have full radio stations which you can switch by like swapping your finger across the top.
Right, whenever you get in a car, just like GTA, and the radio stations are pretty good, I gotta say. I mean, they have like an 80s rock station. They have like a hip-hop instrumental radio station. And then they also have like the really funny commercials.
Yeah.
Where the hell is my money, you punk? I'm going to your place, and you better have my 10 grand, or else...
Need a gun? Come to Bullet Time Weapons.
Yeah, with the radio, what's really cool is you can plug into your iPhone playlist. So like when you hop in the car, you can listen to your own music and stuff like that, which is a great little feature.
Well, here we go to the show with some fat info, and though I never fronted, I always stay blooded.
And the driving itself too is actually better than I thought it would be. At first I thought, because initially when you start the game, it has you tilting the wheel, kind of like real racing.
There's options of like, depending on how you want to actually drive, you could go with the tilt, or there's also the steering wheel, or they even have like the analog stick where you can go left or right to steer. So the driving isn't great, and it's kind of forgiving. I mean, like one of the things I didn't really like about GTA games with the racing missions and stuff like that, I didn't really like those anyways, and it's the same thing with this game. I don't really like the races either.
The combat's really good though. I mean, it has a really intuitive like click on the person, it targets them, and you pretty much just mash on the shoot button until they're dead. Whether it's a shotgun or a pistol or an RPG that you're using, it's a cool system, and it actually works really well when you're fighting lots of guys because you can just click, shoot, click, shoot, click, shoot. Like
it works really well on the phone. I gotta say.
What do you think of the controls of the fake analog stick they gave you?
I think because it's kind of slow, it helps. I mean, and there's also no jumping, which I kind of miss, in a GTA game. The only downside that I think I really have with it, being an iPhone game and not just being like a portable game, is that like, last night I was playing and my girlfriend kept texting me like, "You want to go see a movie with us?" And I'm I'm shooting gangsters right now. I'm sorry, but it opens up my text messaging. I send her a message. I close it up. First thing you hop into the game, it shows that long trailer movie again, and so I have to skip that, and then I have to wait for this long ass loading screen again. So it's like a real pain in the ass to like hop back in.
I'm playing it on my iPod Touch, and it works flawless.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have nothing to complain about, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a real 3D sandbox, you know, San Andreas transported to the iPhone, so I'm really stoked for it. And honestly, for $6.99, I don't know how you can pass it up.
And I really hope like Rockstar sees this and they're like, we just have to do it. We have to make a GTA game for the iPhone.
Yeah, I really...
Because I would rather have the real thing,
Vice City
too.
Stories on the iPhone? Like,
that would be great.
So sick.
That would be great.
In the meantime, there's GANGSTAR.
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong, Billy? No money for new games? Well, try Gamefly. Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 6,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, Gamefly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and Gamefly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the Gamefly website and the game is yours, at a discounted price. Gamefly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. Co-op fans will get a 2-week free trial when they go to gamefly.com/co-op. Some restrictions apply, see site for details.
I played the hell out of Metroid Prime. I loved it. Prime 2 Echoes, when it was released, was something that I was really looking forward to. At first I was really blown away too, because the art direction in it seemed like a step above Metroid Prime. It really had this kind of adult feel that I appreciated. But they did the light world, dark world mechanic thing, and that combined with some kind of tricky boss battles that were really difficult kept me from finishing the game. I was using Metroid Prime Trilogy as an excuse to go back and finally play through Echoes.
I was going from being not a gamer to just playing games on the GBA, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna buy a GameCube. So I start playing Metroid Prime because everybody says it's like the best game ever, and I've got so many buttons, and
it was really complex.
I missed Echoes totally. And then when MP3 Corruption came out, I thought, okay, I should be able to do this because it's Wii control. I'll just point at what I want to shoot, and it worked great. Now that they actually redid the old games as well, I thought, okay, well, great. Everyone says these games were great, and now I've got a control scheme that I can actually deal with, so let me go through and see what I've been missing. And man, have I been blown away.
Controls really do make these games easier. Being able to lock onto something and then aim freely with your Wiimote is just really nice, especially in some of the boss battles that used to be really tricky.
It was a big thing in every Metroid game, getting the bomb jump timing right. There were a few parts in the original Metroid Prime where I was just like, you know, okay, I'm gonna get the timing for this eventually. The convention that was introduced in MP3 Corruption where you could flick the remote up to jump. Yeah. Now I'm just like flick, boom, okay, I'm up there, that's great. Flick, boom, flick, boom. One thing that was very different about Corruption, at least for me, is that you've got the planet system where you go back and forth between planets and do different things, which allows the environments to be drastically different without having no elevator scenes, you know, your ship will fly in or whatever, but you get to certain, I mean, okay, so Skytown. When you get to Skytown, it's gorgeous. And the mechanics that you use to travel throughout Skytown, I mean, I would say you should play the trilogy just for that.
Skytown is a wonderful, wonderful area. One of the best areas in all of Metroid, and definitely in the Metroid Prime series. While Echoes has the Sanctuary Fortress, which is the last area that I'd never gotten to the first time. I don't know if it's my favorite area. I think I still like Skytown a little better, but it's Retro Studios' take on Tron. You have to play Prime 2 to its completion so that you can experience this area. Middle area, which is called the Torvis Bog, it's bog. I mean, it's kind of dark and dreary. Maybe not the best area in a game, but the main temple grounds and the Aegon Waste, which is the first area of the game, at least in the light world components of those stages, are just outstanding. It reminds me of, do you ever see the Dark Crystal?
Yes, it's many times.
It's like the Dark Crystal video game. For something that can appeal to a wide kind of family-oriented audience. I mean, it's not like there's blood or cursing or anything like that in there. They went as non-Nintendo as you could probably get away with in a Nintendo game in that game. When you play something like BioShock, like even Batman Arkham Asylum that just came out, those games have the kind of love and care only the best developers put into their level design and their environments. And Retro does this, but they do it on this kind of this low-powered machine, but they get so much out of it. I mean, these games look wonderful. They're just immaculate. They're rooms that are just a hallway, have like so much detail packed into them with animations and like spinny whirly gigs and gears going off over here and light things that just shimmer and shine and moving and waving, you know, like, and you realize like all I'm doing is going from this door to this door, but it's this.
And they care because they're creating a world.
Exactly.
There's a saying about like the bound man, like being bound in ropes can find freedom, you know, being totally constrained because, you know, he's one with his constraints. And that's exactly what Retro has done.
They're cemented in my mind as one of the top developers, at least of the last decade, simply because they've done these 3 games that really do hold up. I mean, they are wonderful, and they get the best out of, like I say, these underpowered consoles.
Maybe in part because those are the constraints that this really does shine.
They did the unthinkable. They took the Metroid series, which no one thought could be brought into first person, and they just nailed it. I mean,
totally.
They made it their own, and not only that, they did it at least now twice with 2 completely different control schemes that no one has ever used in first-person games. Metroid Prime Trilogy is my favorite Wii game. Metroid Prime Corruption used to be, now I can get all 3 on one disc. That's my favorite Wii game. After playing through 3 games of the same sort of thing, which is great, I love it, I'd love to see them be able to take those chains off a little bit and play with a new set of constraints. Like, what would they do with an Xbox 360?
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
And they've made some fantastic games.
They have.
But if they actually step away from that, would it still be, you know, an exploratory, you know, action-adventure type game, or would it be something else entirely different?
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious about. I'd love to just let these guys off the Metroid leash, or the Nintendo leash, or the Wii leash. They're a great developer and one of the best American companies making games right now, and I can't wait to see what they do next. It's in the dark though. It's like it hurts my eyes a little bit. It's a bit too bright.
It's a little straining a little.
Oh, too dark, dude. Split the difference.
A little bit in the middle.
Halfway.
Yeah.
That's great.
What's going on?
Okay. Nice.
He's changing the colors.
It's Squarespace. Remember, you can change the colors in real time.
Try green. I like green.
Okay, we'll do
Green's
green.
my favorite color.
That's super cool.
Do blue.
Oh,
that's
all right.
Changing the color. That's awesome.
Blue's not bad.
Dude, I think orange would be really good.
Orange? Yeah.
Really?
Orange bar logo.
Like how about like an olive or a mauve or something?
Yeah, they move up to like a yellow.
hold it. Go back. Go back.
Dude,
go back. No, go forward. Go back.
Nice.
Right there. Go back.
We can make it do this.
Oh, like a grinder.
Yeah.
Look at the lights. Look at the color.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
Oh, that's good. Squarespace. Squarespace. Squarespace to change your site in real time. Gary 5TV looked kinda shitty to me until we put it on the Squarespace. Real time changing of your website. Squarespace does it in real time. If you want your website to look like a disco, hit this shit up, baby. You will see it in real time. Squarespace.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, that was good talk, guys. Not too bad.
I kind of like that color.
Oh, right there. Perfect.
Looks pretty good.
I like it.
All right. Let's do it.
And I can pay you to ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah.
Love that song.
Oh, great song. Great game.
Love it.
Nice, dude. Good choice.
So you done with my SNES?
Yes, I am all set, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, I really
I
enjoyed
thought
it.
you'd be playing with this for a couple more weeks.
No,
That's a lot of games I gave you.
I had a lot of stuff, and I went through a lot of it, man. You know, but it's time for me to move on. I think so.
That's good. That's good. Got to get back to the modern games. There's plenty of games you should be playing now.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, Borderlands. Did you have a chance to finally look at it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I've been
Nice
it's
to
got
hear it.
stuff, and I'm all over that stuff, and
Oh,
I'm
that's
playing
awesome.
the stuff.
Good.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
definitely.
Don't you stop then.
Actually wanted to ask you a favor though.
Shoot.
Can I borrow your NES?